Welcome to the Dead of Night broadcast. Tune in for your nightmares come true. Let's begin.
Hey, what's up, guys? This is Josh from Where Evil Resides, my good buddy Louie from the Clintonville Slasher. Together, we make up the Dead of Night broadcast. I know we always say this; we need to do this more often. But I'm whenever we get together, it's always a fun time. So
it is.
Today, we felt like being a little bit festive, a little gobble gobble. You know what I mean? Today's movie that we'll be reviewing, you want to kick us off and introduce the movie we chose?
Today's movie is Thankskilling.
Oh, yeah. Released in 2010. Very, very low budget. You know, we're all about the low budget movies.
I had never seen this before. I now I know why. I'll first off start out like, what a way to waste $35,000. Like, when you want to throw away $35,000, this is what you do. You just dump it into this. Oh my god, this movie is so fucking bad. It's awesome. I love it. It's not bad on a cheesy. It's bad on a cheesy level, but it gets like so much worse as it goes on.
Right.
I love it.
Yeah, like, I mean, just imagining having that budget, like, just knowing, like, what we've done with, like, zero budget, like, yeah. I feel like, God, where did that money go?
I don't know.
What did you put it into?
The puppet?
Yeah. Yeah, it does almost look like it could belong on the Muppets or something, you know, Jim Henson.
So bad, dude. And, like, the whole idea, like, so the movie starts off with a pilgrim lady running through the woods with her boobs out, and the fucking turkey's chasing her, and then the killer turkey like goes underground, and then it goes back to the present day with like these kids who are all stupid, by the way. They're like the musclehead guy was like, "Hey man, feel my muscle, isn't that cool?" And then they break down in the middle of the night, and the nerd tells him about this turkey that's like possessed by a Native American spirit. And then the way he gets raised from the dead is the dog pisses on his totem pole.
Dude, somebody was high when they wrote that script.
Oh my god! I think my favorite part is when the dude. Some of them was like the guy picks up the turkey and he's like, ass, gas, or grass. He's like, well, I got no grass. Well, I guess my ass. And then he pulls out a shotgun and points it at the guy's face and makes him call his daughter. Or when he goes to the sheriff's house and knocks on the door and puts on the glasses with the fake nose, and he's like, oh, hi.
Dude, that whole scene, like him sitting there drinking with him, and he's like, hazelnut? And he's like, they're just chatting, and then he's like, all right, have a good night, Sheriff. Like, and he's like, say one more thing, I swear to God. And he's like, what an odd little duck.
Yeah, that's it. Then he cuts off his face, and his daughter knocks on the door, and she's like, oh, hi, Dad. And when he finally reveals himself as the turkey, they're like, oh, no, it's the turkey. Like, what the fuck?
Like, how freaking stupid do you have to be?
And the only way to kill him is figuring out some sort of fucking math equation in this fucking stupid book.
Right? And then ends up figuring out that the equation equals what? That they have to burn him at the stake and take off his necklace?
And he has in his feathers. Oh, man. No, that fucking part where his daughter's like, oh, hi, Daddy. How's it going? Hello, darling. I was like, what the fuck am I watching? Like, why is it so fucking bad? It's so good. The kill scenes are great, but there's like, this movie it's a way to piss away $35,000. Like, you know what I could do with $35,000? We could make a really cool movie for $35,000, but they were like, you know what? Let's just make the biggest piece of shit And then it's obviously a fan favorite movie because they've made like 4 sequels to it and a musical. So,
Right.
I mean, I want to see the sequels now. If the first one is that bad, I want to see, because I guess they get worse.
Right. Oh God, I've never seen any of the sequels, so
I never seen any of them either.
Oh God. I mean, some of the kills were like, oh Jesus! Like when they find the gravy condom, the small gravy condom.
Yeah.
Like, and the fact that he was like,
Oh God, dude.
the fact that chick was like, the chick was getting banged by the turkey, and she like, the only thing she could think of was, oh, you sound different. Like, you telling me either that guy had a wiener like the size of the turkey's, or that turkey was packing some heat? Like,
no. Oh, Trent, you don't got much in you, do you?
oh, yeah. when he stops because he's like killed, and she's like, you don't last long.
the condom fucked me
and then
up,
the
dude.
freaking turkey just nuts, and he's. I was like, "What am I watching? Am I watching like some kind of animal porn or what?" He's like, "Oh yeah,
I'm gonna kill you, bitch!" Oh yeah. When he pecks out that fat guy's fucking his stomach and just like turns him apart, and he like makes him eat him, and like he fucking bursts out of his stomach.
Yeah, like freaking aliens.
Oh God.
And he's like, guess you can call that foul play. Like, oh God.
Right?
These cheesy liners. Yeah, oh man. I could sit here all day and pick apart this movie because it's so out there. Like, I literally felt, like I said, I felt like my brain cells were kind of dying.
Yeah.
Watching how ridiculous this movie was and how ridiculous, like, all the characters acted. They were so wooden too. Like,
oh, the
you could
acting
tell it was like all
horrific.
script, like they were all like reading scripts or something, you know?
Yeah, the oh my God, the dialogue was terrible and the acting was just stupid.
Especially that freaking nerd dude, like guy with the glasses. Like, oh my gosh.
Or when he's the sheriff is like drinking coffee when they first show him, and he's like, "Yeah, honey, this coffee tastes like shit," and it's got a fucking turd in it. She's like, "I want a divorce." Shit in the coffee pot.
Jeez. That's one way to do it.
I want a divorce.
God. But you know, it got me in the holiday spirit, I guess.
Yeah, me too. No, fuck, dude.
And
like, why would the guy stop for the turkey in the beginning and then try to fuck him? Like, well, I don't know why he was like, hey, he just stopped and opened the door for a random turkey like it was going to talk to him. I want to know what the thought process behind this. Were they just like, wait, we got $35,000. Was it on purpose, or do you guys think you had something here?
Right? Like, who like greenlit it? And they're like, hell yeah. All right, let's go. Like,
yeah. How do you get a movie like that off the ground? Like, that's a paid for movie. Like, I don't see how you get it off the ground. I'd have to look more into that, because that is just wow.
Yeah, I mean, just that. God, that opening scene alone. Like, I'm like, how did her boobs come out? Like, what? Why is this chick running around with no top on?
Why were her boobs out in the first place? Is what I wanted to know. What the fuck was going on? And she just didn't cover herself up. She's just running through the woods. Hey, we'll give you $1,000 if you run topless through the woods, dress up like, you know, Little House on the Prairie, and just take off through the woods.
Right. I mean, was she getting stuffed on Thanksgiving and then got interrupted? Like,
I don't know. And then there's the hermit guy with his dog who, like,
oh yeah,
shoots him and shoots the turkey, and the turkey falls into nuclear waste. And they're like, well, the turkey's dead unless he fell into some nuclear waste. But what's the chances of that happening?
God,
the turkey's all glowing.
I want to insert that clip from like Ernest where he's like banging on the trees, like, but what are the chances of that?
When a
Oh,
whirl
God.
like this. What are the chances of that happening? Yea, I call thee forth.
Trantor.
You know, we quote that movie like almost every episode.
You know, it's a favorite,
Yeah, that movie's awesome. I don't care who you are. That movie's amazing.
right? This next month I'm doing Ernest. I'm gonna watch. I always watch Ernest Saves Christmas too.
I wanted to Ernest saves Thanksgiving. I wanted to Ernest versus Thankskilling. That would have been
God.
Ernest and Pee Wee teaming up. Like, if it's gonna be stupid, you should have Ernest and Pee Wee team up and fight the turkey from Thankskilling. Like, if you're gonna make it that bad, like, make it worse.
Yeah. Why not? If you're gonna, you got to go all the way. If you're gonna take that leap. Yeah. You might as well just like go out guns blazing then.
Yeah,
Like,
that's exactly what I'm thinking. Like, that's what I'm thinking. They had. It was like this movie was so bad that they were like, you know what? Like, we have money. Let's just make a piece of shit movie. Or they were like, I just don't understand how you get something like that greenlit, like off the ground. Like, you get someone to produce $35,000 for this, and this is what the movie they make. But I don't get it. I really don't.
yeah. I found it on Tubi. Thankfully, I didn't have to pay for it.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, I would have not. I don't know if I would have wasted $1 on that.
No, I wouldn't either. I think that if I would have saw this streaming somewhere else other than Tubi, because it was on Tubi, it was on Plateau, it was on a bunch of like free streaming services, and I'm just like, I'm not paying for. I'm so glad I didn't pay for this because this is terrible.
Yeah. I mean, part of me now is like, do I go watch the sequels?
Yeah. And the other part of me is like, I don't know if I want to, but you're going to end up watching the sequels. You're going to be like, well, I already saw the first one. What's the second one going to be? Like how do they make this worse?
I freaking, especially with that ending where it's like the turkey and they're like praying over the turkey. And then he's like, do I smell a sequel? He like,
It's got no
flies
fucking
to
head.
the screen all cooked.
He's got no fucking head.
Right? Is that going to be how it is? Like the second movie, he's going to kill that family like as a turkey with no head, like, and like he's going to like spew out his stuffing like while he's, I don't know.
I don't know.
The possibilities are endless.
I know they could make it like, and I guess I think there's 4 all in total plus the musical. Now I want to see the musical. I'm like, why would someone make it a musical? Like, and I guess it's based off the first movie. I guess I don't know. I don't really know much about it. But that's fucking funny. If they redid the first movie as a musical, fuck, that's amazing. I want to go see that now.
Yeah. I
wanna
know.
see the musical
You
live.
can't help it. Once your interest, like, you know it's going to be garbage, but you're like, but I want to see it anyway.
Yeah.
It's like when you see it like a dumpster fire, it's like, you
don't
can't
wanna
look
look
away.
Yeah. Or like a really bad train wreck. And you're like, ooh, this is getting worse and worse. And I'm just going to keep watching it.
Right? Let's see where this goes. But yeah, I mean, I've seen a lot of movies that I think are pretty on par with that. Like, you know, you find a lot of those on Tubi though. Like,
That's what
to be
Tubi's
completely honest,
awesome for is cheesy movies. Like their horror selection is all B-rated movies, and I love it. Love it. I love Tubi. And you dive down as soon as you get on the Tubi rabbit hole, like you can't stop. Like it's just cheese fest after cheese fest after cheese fest. I thought about doing just a Tubi watch along, or not watch along, but like just review, go on the top of the horror list and just review every movie, just watch them in order, and then just do a review on them. I'd probably have a whole year's worth of episodes. Because you couldn't get through them because they change them every day or every month they change them. So I don't think you could get, because there's over 100 movies on there. So
you could do at least like a month's worth.
Yeah,
and just like, I mean, I'd watch that. I'd watch you review some like really shitty movies.
The really just awful, terrible movies. What is there on there? There's a bunch of shitty ones. Oh, I found a movie I want to watch for Christmas that I want to review because it's called Werewolf Santa, and I hope it's as bad as it sounds.
Oh God.
Yeah, I hope it's as bad as it sounds because that sounds like the worst shit movie I've ever seen, and I'm really hoping it's as bad as it sounds, because that's gonna be great.
There's one that I heard about that it's not Christmas, but I heard about it through the grapevine, and I'm like, oh dear God, I part of me has to watch it now. It's called Velocipaster.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that. I've heard of this. Yes.
Or he's like a priest or like a father, but he's also like this bloodthirsty dinosaur. Like, I'm like, that sounds so horrible, but
yeah, you want to watch it now.
Like, part of me wants to see it now.
Have you ever seen Tire?
Oh God,
or no, Rubber, the one about the killer tire.
Yeah, I've seen bits of it. I don't remember if I've watched the whole thing, but I definitely
have to rewatch. It's been years since I've seen it, but I remember renting that like a very long time ago, and remember it being totally shit. And I was like, I loved it. So yeah, it was like they made a movie about a killer tire. Like, there's no depths they will not go to. That's the fun thing about horror is like, even with like other movies out there, they don't reach that far for like cheese. Like. That's the fun thing about horror is that you can make it as ridiculous as you possibly can, and there'll be an audience for it.
Right.
There'll be an audience for just a cheesy shit movie, and I love them. I've always loved B-rated horror movies. I'd go C with this one. This might be a C-rated or a like pass-fail.
I know. All you got to do is think of like two random things. Like, shoot, this may be controversial, but I'll say it anyway. You could do like the tranny, like it could be
what?
a killer transmission. That's a transvestite or something.
Oh my God! We're gonna get canceled. We're getting canceled now. Oh my God! No, me and my buddy were talking about another horror movie about a killer car wash that was built on a like satanic burial ground. Like this old satanic like ritual point was like torn down, and like the evil spirits still reside there. And then like years and years later, they build this like. They tear up the ground and they build this car wash, and the car wash is like possessed. So like the hoses and shit, like you know how you like spray the car, like the hose would just come apart and like float off by itself, and then spray somebody's face, and their face would melt off. Like we had so many cool ideas for it.
Oh man,
yeah, and it's called Killer Car Wash. And nope, steal my fucking ideas out there because that one's fucking good.
You gotta spell car wash with a K.
Yeah, just make it super stupid. Oh my God, that would be such a fun movie. You'd watch that. Everybody would watch that. It's a movie about a killer car wash. Of course I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah.
I just watched a movie about a turkey.
Did you order the deluxe package?
like the blower like melts the car and then melts the guy in it.
Here's a little wax finish.
Oh, dude, a wax death would be wicked too. Like the car's wax and like melts the car. Oh my God! And they have to like do something stupid to like kill the car wash.
What if it like during that wax sequence, it melted the car and it melted the guy to the car?
Yeah.
So he was dying and like still alive though, but like he was like literally melted into the car, like becoming one with the car.
Yeah.
And he's just like, kill me.
Yeah, the like Toxic Avenger all melted into the car. That would be so cool. Just a puddle of fucking goop and like one eyeball. Oh, that'd be sweet. Killer Car Wash. That's gonna be fucking good. I'm gonna pay $35,000 for it.
Hey, you'll get it on Tubi, I'm sure.
Fuck yeah, I will. That'll get our names out there, dude. We'll get some no-name actors and we'll make them go, hey, this is the biggest piece of shit. We're gonna pay you to do it anyway. They're like, all right.
And then you can like, you know what you can do is to really grab the audience. You'll have the killer car wash. And then right in the parking lot, there's these girls doing like the topless car wash.
Yeah.
And then the car wash gets jealous and pissed and kills all the girls that are over there doing the naked car wash.
Right? It spills the water over there and they're like hanging out and they're listening to music, like washing the car. The boombox falls over and like electrocutes them all.
Yeah.
There's so much gold ideas to this and someone's going to steal it. God damn it. Why are we talking about this?
Well, shut up now.
Steal my ideas, I'll find you.
He's not kidding. He's got my address.
Yeah. I know where Josh lives. I know where everybody is. Don't steal my ideas.
I'm coming for you.
I'm coming for you.
You want to die tonight?
Dude, I can't wait for Scary Movie 6. Oh my god. Oh my god. Because the Wayne brothers are doing it, and I am so excited for that. I hope they rip off like Terrifier, and they rip off like Saw. I hope they rip off Saw. And then I think they've done that before, but like Terrifier would be cool.
Oh yeah, they did it. Scary Movie 3. They ripped off Saw. It was like Shaquille O'Neal and
Dr. Phil. Yeah. And they ripped off Saw then. Yeah. I'd like to see Terrifier, and then maybe like ripping off Halloween would be funny.
Maybe rip off. What didn't and the fifth one? I think they ripped off like Cabin in the Woods.
Oh, did they? Yeah, I don't think I've seen 5. I think is that the one where it's War of the Worlds, or is that 3?
Was that 3?
I think that's 3.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen any past that. I don't know if I've seen 5.
The aliens pee out their finger.
Yeah.
Right.
I haven't never seen. There's another spoof one, like it's called like Haunted House or some shit like that.
It also has the like Marlon or Wyan, one of the Wyan brothers. Where it's kind of making fun of like Paranormal Activity.
Yeah. I haven't seen that. I heard it's fucking hilarious though.
I have. It's been a while, but it was different, but it was it's in that same kind of style. Like, it's like Scary Movie, but
right.
It focuses on more of one theme than it does like Scary Movie. Like, Scary Movie kind of bounces between like several different like themes and scene or like, movies that it's spoofing.
Yeah.
But like Haunted House, I think if I remember correctly, was mainly revolved around Paranormal Activity.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it's been a while since they made number 5. 5 came out forever ago.
Yeah. So that's why 6 is like a big deal, because it hasn't come out in forever. It hasn't come out since like probably before. I think Scream 5 or Scary Movie 5. I think came out like right after Scream 4, around that time, 2010ish. I want to say. I think it was in the theaters at the same time. I want to say that it was about that time. Okay,
because Scream 4 came out in 2011.
Okay.
But yeah, you're close. I just remember because I saw Scream 4 in theaters.
Yeah, I saw Scream 4 in the theaters too.
But I've always enjoyed them. They're ridiculous, but they're funny for sure.
Yeah, they're I guess I don't know if you've ever heard this, but the guy that played the killer in the first one, who plays the cop, actually put the mask on because they didn't have a stunt guy. And when they threw the toolbox down the steps, they actually threw the toolbox at him and hit him, and he actually broke 3 ribs.
Jeez.
Yeah, they actually threw a toolbox down the stairs at him. I thought that was like some sort of joke or something, but yeah, like where he's running down the stairs all fucked up. He was on string wire, I guess, and he's like running down the stairs, but like there's a part where the toolbox hits him, and like they dropped the toolbox at him. That's fucked up. I guess it was empty, but still, like, that's still a fucking 200-pound toolbox you're throwing at somebody. They threw a bicycle at him and shit, but yeah, he like he goes to conventions and shit, and like he's like, yeah, you don't see the guys that Scream getting behind the mask. That's why I'm a real stuntman.
Yeah, he was supposed to be at one of the expos I went to.
Oh yeah.
He ended up him and Felissa Rose canceled.
Oh,
it was the first one I went to. It was in Idaho. His name was like Dave Sheridan or something.
Okay.
He played Doofy.
Yep.
Yeah.
It bothers me when I'm cleaning my room. It's so funny that people wouldn't get that reference anyway. Like nowadays, like no one would get that. What's up?
Right.
But
I think I enjoyed number 2 though a little more. I don't know. I loved like because it had Tim Curry in it, and
I think 2 is quoted the most. Then it had Tim Curry in it, and they're making fun of like Poltergeist, and they're making fun of like House on the Left, and they're making fun of like What Lies Beneath, and like all this other stuff, and it's so fucking funny.
Right, I love. My favorite thing is the dude with the hand. Of course, like he's like making dinner, and he's like stirring the potatoes with his little hand, like, and they're like all like
strong hand.
Yeah. Nobody wanted any of that food.
In the turkey, and the vaginas, and the bows. He's like stuffing his hand up the turkey.
Right. And I think like they also like spoofed like Matrix. Like when they were like during the fight scenes, the girls were like
part 1, I think, when they spoofed the Matrix.
That's it?
Yeah, where she jumps up and she kicks the killer in the face. That's from 1. And they ripped off the Matrix, they ripped off Scream, they ripped off I Know What You Did Last Summer. They ripped off like a bunch of 90s spoof movies, which is great. Or 90s
they did it in part 2 too. There was like a scene where all 3 girls were like, it was like slow motion, and they were kind of like.
Okay. I thought that was. For some reason, I was thinking that was like Charlie's Angels but I remember what you're saying now. Yeah.
I think. Well, maybe it was a blend of the two, because they did some like Matrix moves, but then they also did like some weird stuff that. Yeah, you might be right that it's like a little bit of Charlie's Angels too.
Yeah.
But there was some like slow motion kind of like going like like.
Like stupid slow motion fight scenes from the Matrix.
Yeah.
Which is like the stupidest part of that movie. I'm sorry, but that's so dumb. Like, I'm one with the Matrix. Like the first one was great. I ain't gonna get me started on the Matrix, but like the first, okay, I'll say this: the first one's awesome. The second one's okay, and the third one is just absolutely ridiculous. I never even saw the new one, remembering how ridiculous the CGI in part 3 was. Like I was so. Like he's got the pole, right? And he's swinging it around, and like the fight scenes are just terrible. Like I don't know. Like the first one was awesome. Other than that, like, nah, I could take it or leave it.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, Thankskilling. Would I watch it again? Maybe. I was like. Been drinking too much, or just like
or you're like sitting with a friend and you're like, dude, have you ever seen this piece of shit movie? No. Oh dude, we're gonna watch this. It's fucking terrible. It's awesome. You'll love it.
Right. Yeah. Right. If I had to show it to somebody, like, yeah, for sure. Will I check out the sequels? Possibly.
Probably.
I don't know if those are also available on Tubi, but yeah, now I kind of want to like dip my toe in that rabbit hole and like check out. Like maybe like at least start with the second one.
Yeah.
And see like
I know, got an idea for next year. We could do an entire like franchise ranking from like 1 to the last 1 to 4, like and the musical, we could rank them. That's our idea for next year.
There you go. Keep that in your mind. I know there's like some movies I want to do for Christmas too. Mm-hmm. I think we should definitely do what you're talking about. Do the Werewolf Santa.
Yeah.
On my channel, I'll probably end up doing, because it's always so ridiculous, but I enjoy it, as Santa's Sleigh.
It's a good movie, dude. I haven't seen that forever. I got Terrifier 3 coming out in 2 weeks. That's my first Christmas episode. I decided to start doing it, all my episodes every Saturday. So I drop an episode Saturday. So the Saturday after Christmas is the Forest Hills review. So that's coming out. I don't know if you've seen that yet.
No, I know we talked about it, but I haven't watched it yet.
It's fantastic. I enjoyed it.
I've been following some of Felissa Rose. Her and I talked on Instagram. She's posted about it, and then oh man, why can't I remember his name? But the guy who's in that too, that he was in Terminator.
No, yeah, Edward Furlong.
Yes, I follow him on Instagram as well. So I've seen and I think I follow their like movie page too so I was seeing stuff as they were doing it, like like posting about like scenes and stuff like that. But I haven't watched the movie, since its release. So
Yeah, we should watch it because I was talking to Scott Goldberg about it, the director of that movie, and we should get him on the show and do an interview with him about the Forest Hills because I really think it was a really good movie. It's this very cool side. I mean, I'll wait. You can wait for my review to come out, but I mean, I liked it. I liked it a lot. There was a lot of good things I could say about it. I even gave it a second watch just because I wanted to. It's a little bit like you think it's about. It's so much more than just werewolves. Like it's a psychological horror that takes you through this roller coaster of someone's mind breaking. Like you feel fucking crazy after watching it because your mind is broken. You can't tell what's real, what's fake, what's fucked up, what's not. It's one of those movies that just kind of fucking breaks you down as you go through it. It's really good. So I'll leave it at that. I did a full review on it at the end of the month. So I'll talk to Scott Goldberg and we'll see if we can get him on the channel.
Where is it available for streaming or watching?
Oh God, that's a good question. Where did I watch it? Amazon. It was on Prime.
Okay.
Yeah, it was on Prime.
Did you have to pay? Did you have to pay extra, or was it with the Amazon Prime? No,
I think I paid like $2 for it. $3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because we have Prime. We have Prime in my house. I just wasn't sure if it was like one that's included with your subscription or if you had to pay. It's
yeah, it should. Yeah, no, you would have to pay for it. Yeah, so it was $3. Okay. Yeah, so it was awesome. I loved it. Enjoy it. Yeah, when you watch it, let me know what you think. I loved it, and then we'll try to get Scott on the show, and that would be fun. Yeah. Bullshit and talk about cool stuff.
Yeah.
Talk about his cool movie.
It's always fun. It's always fun to have guests on and pick their brains a little bit. I think the last guest that we had was that horror couple.
Yes, it was. That was our last. It was April. That was April. We need to start. We need to step it up. We start stepping it up.
I know. We say that so much, and then
I swear to God, we're really gonna do this. We're really gonna do it.
Right.
Watch Thankskilling, and don't steal my idea for my car wash movie, and I'll kick your ass.
Right. Don't leave Louis' stuff alone. That's
leave my car wash movie alone. I'm fucking watching you.
Right.
We'll be rich.
So anything else new going on for you at the moment?
Just band practice. Working on a new script for the next movie, part 6. And then I'm actually have a little surprise. Julie wants to shoot her first movie, so we're gonna take a break from our movies that we have been doing, and we're gonna switch up things. And Julie wants to write her own movie, and so it's all I'm doing is directing and filming. This is an all-girl movie about being in a sorority house with a bunch of your friends at a slumber party, and the girls start playing with the Ouija board and shit starts getting crazy. So we're pretty excited about it.
Nice.
So that's about all I am up to. What about you?
Oh man. Lately not much. I've been trying to get things figured out for my channel, like trying to get back on the right track, because I've been kind of deviating from my channel a little bit. I've been busy with a lot of other things, but trying to figure out, I'm gonna have certain guests this year on, doing my guest reviews and interviews. I've got to finish Tis the Season.
Yes. Look forward to that. You got the box.
Yeah, I did.
Awesome.
I'm waiting for a little bit of snow.
Okay.
To finish certain film scenes and stuff that I had in mind were going to be in the snow. So I was like, we're almost there. We got a little bit of snow one night, and then it was gone the next day. So I was like, damn it. But I'm hoping, because it gets out here, we get snow pretty early usually. We start to get it end of October and into November, so it should be hopefully kicking into full swing here soon. So then I'll have plenty of snow to work with.
Nice.
I won't have to worry about it melting.
It's starting to get real cold. I was out hunting today, and I left the woods at like 11:30 in the morning because it was so cold. That wind was just blowing in my face. I couldn't stand it anymore. I had to get out of the woods.
Dang.
It's cold.
Yeah.
It's like 25 degrees today.
Dang. Yeah, it gets cold out here too. There's mornings that I've gone outside and it's negative 15.
Yeah.
And I went out to shovel my drive or my walkway, and like my hands go numb after like less than a minute. Like I'm like out there, my fingers just, even sometimes if you have gloves, you have to have like the thickest gloves to like keep any warmth in your hands or anything.
It's some
here.
hand warmers. They make those electric jackets. I know a lot of guys are hot with those.
I have a heated vest.
Yeah.
I don't have like a full jacket, but you need that. Like when you live in places like, well, where you're at, where I'm at, like that's because I'm so far north in Washington that we're like almost to Canada, and it gets so cold up here.
Yeah.
Like winter takes up like 4 or like at least 5 months of our at least almost half a year. Like out here, it's like winter, and then you get a little bit of spring, and then you get hot ass summer.
Yeah.
And then you get a little bit of fall, and then back to the winter again, you know?
Exactly. That's how it is here too.
So
thanks.
But
it's cool to shoot scary movies in, because it does have like a really cool especially like if you can catch fall early, like it's pretty cool to shoot scary movies outside.
Right. Well, that's how I shot Crimson Nightfall. Shot most of it in the fall. Plenty of, leaves and foliage on the ground and in the trees. Like, remember, there was like scenes you could see like the yellows and the oranges of like the fall weather outside. It was perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, that's that. I love that part. A lot of times you could shoot fall and you could shoot spring in the early spring when the snow melts and you got all the dead leaves on the ground. You could make that pass as fall too.
Right.
That's what I did in the last movie. I shot half of it in the spring and the other half, some of it in the summer, and then a little bit in October.
Right. You can make it. You definitely can make it work, because it's all the leaves are like, if you don't go out and rake your yard, they're all just buried under the snowfall. So
yeah.
I think, did I shoot? No, I shot dial tone in the winter.
Okay.
There was that's why there's all that snow. I remember, like, I was trying to think. I was like, I remember there's some scenes that I shot outside and I was driving in the snow, or sitting outside on my porch and it was like there was a bunch of snow. So I've done a fall movie and a winter movie, and then I guess 'Tis the Season is another winter movie.
Yeah, this is my fourth. This will be the fourth Christmas movie I've been a part of, because the first the Pigeon River Slayer, Cannibal Cafe are on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. So the Pigeon River Slayer takes place Christmas Eve, and then the Cannibal Cafe takes place Christmas Day a year later. And then the Legend of Freak Forest and Cannibal Cafe are the same day. So yeah, and then the Night Howler and this last one, the Clintonville Slasher, those were Halloween movies. Those are taking place on Halloween.
Nice. Yeah, it's cool too, because like, I mean, this is season, you have a pretty big role in that,
Yeah. It's the first movie we've ever actually done. Well, we've done movies together, but this is like one where I shot half of it and you shot half of it. We don't know. Like, I mean, what I shot. I don't know what the ending is. I'm waiting to see the movie to see what the ending is, because I'm really excited.
Right. I know. I can't wait to like get things done. I'm going to try to do some interior stuff that I don't have to worry about the weather. Then I'll just like wait for the weather to do that. The exterior outdoor shots.
Does the Santa suit fit you as good as it fit me?
I'll have to go back and like zoom in on your crotch. I don't know. Just kidding.
Like the pants were like up to my thighs.
Well, I have pretty long legs.
Yeah.
And my torso is very long. It's
That mask is so fucking creepy.
yeah. I know. It just like that trailer. I mean, I really enjoyed putting together that trailer too.
Trailer was awesome. I want to drop that. Like, I think we should drop it on Thanksgiving, like, or like the day, like maybe even like right before, maybe like Black Friday or something. We should drop the trailer again on this channel and then start sharing it again, because like my movie, like, well, that was a preview for the opening, but not everyone saw the movie. But I'd like to see everybody see the trailer.
I saw some people like comment about it too.
Yeah.
It sucks that TikTok took away the music. It does that a lot, though.
I know. Yeah, the TikTok took away the music, but then I put like jingle bells, and it fits for it. Yeah, I know. Yeah, TikTok's like that. They'll take away shit that they don't want for copywriting. So YouTube does the same shit, man. Like, I've gotten copyrighted for my own music, like, or like imagery, copyrighted imagery. Like, if you use Snapchat, like I'll use little like snap clips of like in my episodes and of like the movies that I take off Google, and I just cut out the sticker and then post it on the video. And then, but sometimes if I use that and YouTube thinks that it's copyright or something, or like you're using somebody else's imagery, how are you supposed to review movies if you can't use the imagery for it? Like, I don't, that's like, that's so horrible. Like, that's like defeats the purpose of doing this.
Yeah, it's a losing battle. You have to like get really creative. I've noticed there's a lot of reviews that I've gotten away with, like, you know, certain imagery and stuff, but then there's some that I can have like 10 seconds of the front of the film, and it hits me with a copyright. Like,
almost every fucking time too. Yeah, that's why I haven't used, like, I have another video app on my phone that I can actually insert clips of movies throughout the episode and just keep the audio going. But every time you enter a 10-second clip, like, I can't post it to YouTube because it's like copyright. And if you get like 3 copyrights on one episode, they won't let you post it.
Jeez. I don't think I've ever gotten to that point, because it's never not let me post, but it's tricky. And that, bringing it back to because that music that I picked for that trailer, Santa Claus is Coming to Town. Yeah. But like slow and eerie, kind of like it went so well with that trailer. Like,
it does.
Like, especially because it hits like certain notes when you're like stabbing someone too, and I was like, oh, that was perfect.
Yeah,
like,
it looks so. It's like ding, 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 ding. Yeah, and I love that whole scene where I'm stabbing somebody in the kitchen. I won't say who it is, but like I'm stabbing him in the kitchen, and like blood is just shot all over my face, and it just looks so good as I'm fucking stabbing him.
Right, and I tried to like switch in between like scenes of like Santa and what's going on.
Yeah,
and like some like kind of cozy, festive, you know, like I was going between like the Christmas tree and like then you out there with the axe, like, you know, like I was trying to like
mix the
elements of creepy and then like warm fuzzy feelings, like, but like
I love those concept trailers. Those are so much fun. And then when you put them together, like the one you did for Nocturnum was fucking cool. That was probably my favorite trailer you put together.
Thank you. Man, I eventually I want to return to that once I don't know, that it was a little touch and go on that crowd or that funding thing, you know. It just it didn't take off the way I planned. So I've got to think of like a backup plan, because I want to be able to have like a cast, and I've got to have like, I have to have somewhat of a budget. Like for what I have planned out, like it's one of those movies that I need to have some money invested into it. I can't do like my other movies. There was zero. Like I put $0 into those movies, and they turned out good for what they were, for not having a budget or a cast. But like, I want to like up it a little bit. I want to like actually have certain props, and I want to have things that I need. And I want to be able to give people who are helping me a little bit of money, because, you know.
Yeah, I agree. Like there's nothing wrong with trying to up, you know, getting better as a filmmaker And I think that Indiegogo is a really good thing, but sometimes it's a hit or miss.
Yeah.
I mean, I know people that put money out there that are like, this is my idea, and like people take a risk with it, because you never know how it's going to turn out too. But the concept trailer and the idea you had for it was so cool that I hope it takes off. I hope there's another way that you can crowdfund for it. And you get the budget you're looking for so it can take off, because I really think that this is going to be the movie it's going to be really good. It's going to be really fucking good.
You're the only person I've told like some of like the, not like the whole thing, but like some of the twists of it.
Yeah.
Like I haven't shared that with anybody else.
Yeah, it's so good.
Because I try to always do that with my movies. I try to like think a little bit outside the box, and I know you do too. Like your guys' there's so much lore in your films. Like the way things tie together and stuff like that, you can tell that you've really thought it out, that you're like, okay, this is connected to this and this is connected to this, and like you can tell that they all, like, it's kind of like thinking about how like a lot of the stories intertwine on, what is it, the Dark Tower. You ever heard of that? Like Stephen King?
The Dark Tower series,
Like how like things intertwine. Like you've put together this little universe.
Yep. Yeah, that was kind of my plan. The whole Dark Tower series is where I got the idea to make it one big story. And at the end of it, everything will make sense. By the time you see part 10, and when part 10 ends, everything that is unexplained, because a lot of times people will be like, well, I don't understand this or that because that doesn't make sense the way you did it. And I'm like, just wait, because I'll give you a little bit of sprinkle of what's to come in the next movie.
Yeah.
In this movie, like I did that with the end of the Night Howler. That she was Louise Marug was talking about Kate Blood being raised by Kate Blood. And this movie, you find out who Kate Blood is. And the next movie, you're going to find out where Kate Blood came from. And that is going to be a complete silent horror movie. And I'm very, very excited about that one. It's going to be black and white. I want to shoot a 1930s style, like classic silent horror film.
Yeah. Yeah, you had mentioned some stuff about it. It's cool because you've gone in so many different routes, but it all ties back together. Like all these different concepts, but they all live in unity. So, and like for me, mine, I don't have like a universe that I've built, but like I try to think outside the box. Like my first film being like meta, but like. And just, I liked also taking it and just making you feel like there might be hope.
Yeah.
And then dashing it in front of you. Like, you're like, because with the ending, you're like, oh shit. Like the main character, like.
Yeah, now what? And now there's a part 2 called 'Tis the Season. Who's left? Who's left?
Right.
Think about it.
And then Dial Tone, I completely flipped the script on that one, because that one's completely so different from my first movie. Like,
yes, that movie's sad. The movie was sad. I loved it.
Right, it really like, I don't know. Did you? If I didn't tell you anything, you went into it. Did you see that twist coming? No, I had no idea that was going to be the ending. I love the twist. I love the idea. I didn't have a feeling that where it was going, but I just really enjoyed when so I never saw the twist coming towards the end, but I never thought that I knew there was going to be a twist, like some sort of ending to it. And I knew the ending was going to be good, but I didn't expect that ending. And I was like, well, that is perfect. Like the way it ended was such a cool concept, and it was a sad moment. Like at the end of the film, you felt bad for these people. You felt like when you find out the ending, it's a sad ending, but it's a really good walk to get there. And I enjoyed Dial Tone a lot. I shared the shit out of that movie. I thought it fucking was awesome. That was your second film too. Right,
to go from a meta movie that was made where you're the only cast member and you have maybe like you have me and Brian in it, like as just helping out in one scene, and then you have another guy in it, but the majority of the movie was all of you. It was just you, and you were the only person that did anything, and It's like you were the bad guy's voice, and you were you, and you were back and forth talking, and it was fucking perfect. And now I'm very, and then when you go do Dial Tone, it's a completely different style of film, a completely different idea, and a really awesome ending. And then you go to 'Tis the Season, which I know the premise of the first movie, and I know what we talked about and how we planned it out for this movie, but I don't know how it's going to end, and I don't want to know. I want to be surprised when I get there. I want to know. Like I'm excited to see it all put together. Like that's the movie. Like I loved doing the Clintonville slasher with you and everything, but I really was like super excited. I wanted to have more people a part of it, but it was just like getting a hold of anybody is like pulling teeth.
It's hard. It really is, and that's why Nocturnum is kind of like on the back burner at the moment, is because it has to be right. Like I can't.
It could be your opus, man. It could be that one movie that you might work on for the rest of your life, and then when you finally get it, it's gonna be the best movie you ever make. But it's always gonna be on that back burner because you have to have it just perfect. Like every other movie, you'll get it, and it'll be like you'll work on Nocturnum for so long, and then you'll be like, all right, I gotta put this on the back burner, and you'll work on something else, and then like while you're working on something else, you're gonna get new ideas for Nocturnum. And by the time you are to get there, like you might have 4, 5, 6, 8 movies under your belt to where you can, be recognized and people would, throw some money at you, and you sometimes it
takes time for sure. And that's the thing. I have this stuff in my brain, and I have stuff written down, and I have like kind of where I want things, but it's like I can't rush it. I can't, and I need things to fall into place. Like I want to have practical effects. I want to have, a good cast, good scenery. Like
you want to have good cameras. You want to have a good crew. You want to have people that, that you can trust, and you want that movie to be perfect. I get it. I totally get it. There are movies that I wish I had money for, but I know at the end of the day that if I tried crowdfunding for them and it failed, that it would just prolong what I've already got going on. So I might as well just finish the way I'm doing it, because I'm halfway done with it, and it has been sitting in my mind for 30 years. And when I get finished with it, I can move on to something else that I want to be more creative with. I love being creative with these movies. These are all being shot in different styles and different ideas. Like part 9 is going to be like a 1950s style film, like George A. Romero's Night of the Living Dead. It's called The Dead Will Feast. It's a it's a zombie film basically, but it's like in a Romero style.
I love.
And then part 6 is the silent horror movie. I got that was never going to be a silent horror movie until I saw Nosferatu and fell in love with it, because I think Nosferatu is amazing, and I was like, I want to try to redo this in the way I have, because like part 6 takes place in like the year 804. So like this is going to be like Viking time, and this is going to be like old medieval time. So I want to have, I want to be able to build some sets and make some huts in the background. And I want to have, the main cast, the villains, like come to Clintonville and look for the cross of Christ. And, they storm the village of Clintonville, and the king there, Benedict Christus, is, going to defend his town, and I want everyone to split up and I want to shoot individual fight scenes. So I want the whole movie is going to be like just different fight scenes throughout the whole thing. And then when they finally all get back together at the very end, there's going to be a really good ending. And if you've seen this one, already know what happens to Kate Blood, but there's a little bit more to it.
Nice.
It's going to tie into like the beginning of this one is actually the end of 7, and then 9 and 10 are going to flow right into each other. 8 is going to be the setup for everything. So that 8 is going to set up. That one's about Mullen, like where she comes from. That one is going to tell you the entire, like you hear about the 8th missing book of the Bible like through the entire series, but by the time we get to part 8, you're going to see how it all came. Like I'm so excited to show it. I'm so excited to get there.
Nice. And then, of course, like you said, there's going to be other movies. Like I'll make other movies along the way. So I'm not stressed about it.
Right.
I mean, you and I have even talked about some fan films ideas
Yes.
too.
That I would love to have a budget for, because I would love to throw some money at this, and I would love to I would love for us to like write this movie together and then crowdfund for it, and then find a director and like just us produce it, or maybe we can even direct it together, and like we could co-direct it with somebody else too. Like we could hire somebody that has a little bit more director experience and hire a cast and a crew and a stuntman. Like I want a crowdfund for that movie so bad that I want it to be, because we have such a good fucking idea. It's such a good idea that I don't know why it's not a thing already. It's such a good idea that I want to let it out, but it's so good that you don't want to say anything because it's so perfect. It's so good.
All I'm going to say is the title. Until I Feel Bone.
Yes. Oh my God. Like the idea of the concept of it, just like the opening scenes of like how it would open is so fucking cool. And then like the kill scenes that we have in mind for it, and the way we want the killer to be and talk and look, it's not going to be like your typical slasher film. It's going to be like it's a real thing. This is a real life fucking brutal killer, and that is going to fucking just fuck people up. And I'm excited. I'm so excited. That's the one that I want to crowdfund the most for, but that's going to be a couple years out.
Right. Yeah. I remember when I first threw that pitch at you, I was like, hey, what do you think of this? And you were like,
and I was like, oh, fuck. And then we just rolled off. We rolled with it because it was such a good idea.
That one, like, I don't even remember how long that took me. Like, it just came to me one day and I started writing, and I'm like, okay. Yeah. Like, and I was like, kept going. I'm like, hell yeah. Okay. Let's see where this goes. And so then like you and I bounce ideas off each other all the time. And so like I was just like, okay, if there's anybody I'm going to talk to about this, it's going to be Louis. Like nobody else. So
because I'm not going to say anything. I want to say something, but at the same time I'm like, dude, this is such a good idea that it can't be let out. It's so good. It's so good.
Right. We don't want anybody jacking it. People are already going to be jacking your car wash movie.
Yeah,
so.
I know, motherfuckers. I shouldn't have said anything. Don't steal my car wash idea, you motherfucking people. Tubi, I'm talking to you. No, Tubi actually. I want Tubi to get. Anybody from Tubi is listening. If you give me money, I will make the best piece of shit killer car wash movie you ever saw. I promise.
Right.
If you give me $35,000, then make it better than the movie we just reviewed.
Right. Yeah, I'm excited for what's in store always.
Absolutely.
We'll drop this episode here. I'll, do what I got to do to get it ready, and then we'll have that out right here in time for your guys' festive needs. And
happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving.
And I'm thankful for Josh. That's who I'm thankful for.
Oh, I'm thankful for you as well, Louis, and all your fun Snapchats and.
Oh, my Snapchats are gold. Stop it.
Yeah. your midnight booty call messages. I don't know. Just
hey, Josh.
I'm so drunk right now.
Oh man, Snapchat's the worst idea for me because I am so terrible with it because they have the stupidest shit, and like it's the worst invention because like you could just this is so stupid because they have those stupid face filters. What was that last night? Oh,
I know. I watched. I checked out some
shit. It was like 30. Oh, a tampon. That was funny.
Yeah, I was going through your snaps. I'm like, oh, geez. I'm like, Louis, just like my mom. Like,
Does
my
she
mom
do that
does
shit
that
too on Snapchat? That's funny.
She does that on Facebook and Snapchat. Like, we'll be like video chatting, and she'll do the filters. I'm like, oh, geez. I'm like, Mom, who gave you a phone? Like,
yeah. Oh God.
So
Julie was laying on. I was doing them last night, and Julie was watching TV, and she's like, "Why are you blowing up my phone?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about? I'm not even texting." She's like, "Why are you Snapchatting?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, I found like 30 face filters I haven't used yet." She's like, "Jesus Christ."
Nice. But yeah, you guys, happy Thanksgiving. We'll catch you in time for Christmas too. Louie and I will get some eggnog going.
Oh yeah, not me. He will. I hate eggnog. Tastes
Really?
like. Oh no, gross. I was talking to a buddy of mine today about that. Oh, I would. Eggnog is awful. I don't know how people drink that. People
I
put like
like
rum
the-
in it. No thanks. Ugh,
I like
eggnog tastes awful by
well,
itself.
there's like a vanilla cinnamon one that I like. It's just it has a little more something to it, but
It's like
I mean,
oat
I
milk.
can only drink it. I can only drink it in certain quantities. I don't drink very much of it during the year. I'll have like a few glasses over the course of like the Christmas season, but like I can't drink it regularly. It has to be like very, very, very little. I'm more of like a cider and like cocoa. When it comes to
Ooh, I
like
cocoa.
when it comes to holiday drinks, it's more of like, you know, you can do fun stuff with hot cocoa. Between like you can do like, you know, I mean, rum. You could do like vodka. You could do Bailey's. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
Bailey's is good. Oh,
So-
Bailey's and cocoa is amazing.
right?
That's a taste. I'll have that holiday drink with you, but I won't drink eggnog. What?
Let's do it. Let's do boozy cocoa.
Okay, I'm down. I'm down.
But you guys, thank you for tuning in. Feel free to check out both Louie and I's channels. The Clintonville Slasher, and mine is now Where Evil Resides. For those of you who don't know, I just kind of went through a little bit of a change. It's been a few years, and I like my name, but I was just kind of not. It just didn't hit as much as it used to. So that's why there was a change. So if you
I
guys
like
are
Where
wondering,
Evil Resides. I think that's good.
but yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Check out our stuff. Go check out our original films on our channels. We have lots of reviews.
Absolutely.
And on this channel, you can go check out some of our interviews and some of our reviews. If you like people just bullshitting and having a
Ranting
good
and
time,
raving.
then you'll really like our episodes, because Louie and I go out there sometimes and we just talk whatever comes to our mind.
This is
So
not scripted. This is just fun.
yeah, for sure. But we thank you guys so much, and we'll catch
Absolutely.
you guys on the next one.
All right, stay horror. Have an awesome Thanksgiving, everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving.